Been there. I'll just delete them all. We'll start anew. Re-download the roster. Never gonna finish a season. And we're gonna use Gordon. Let's see. Nuleous. That's the one. Hayward, Horford. Oh, Hayward was so good too. Okay. Be interesting to see who the Celtics pick up mid-season. I don't know if I'd make that transaction. I'll probably just play with Hayward. New My League. Auto save off. Custom roster on. Trade approval. No. Trade override on. Quarter length, 6 minutes. Hall of Fame. Oh, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. So it says normalize stats in played games to match the sim quarter length, not stats in sim games. So we actually want to keep this off. Okay. Nuleous roster. Okay. Gonna import the draft class. I think this is the one I normally go with. 2018, and we'll go.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, two teams start fresh for their first game of the season. Both squads believing this will be a great year. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Philadelphia.
Okay, so I like to put Hayward. He can be at shooting forward or shooting guard. I'll kind of try to do what the Celtics are doing right now. So I think that's the lineup. At least that was the lineup on opening night. Obviously, it's not what they're doing now because Hayward's out, but...
This is it. Opening day.
There'd be like
the
some
regular season is
fanfare
set to begin,
besides
and
just...
we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports.
Just that.
This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg.
The anthem.
This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference
Opening
matchup
night
for the Celtics. And they're starting off the season playing the 76ers here. Last season they won all 4 games, showing complete dominance.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Yeah, Greg, you're right. They're the better team. I mean, they expect to win this matchup. We'll see if they can take care of business tonight.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. The chosen one out there with J.J. Redick. And there's the prodigy. And there's Embiid. And it's Saric in at power forward.
Well, guys, once again, the 76ers finished second to last in the East. Amazingly managed to win fewer games against the East than they did the year before, which was 14 wins in 2014.
Got a piece of it.
That's why you don't pass with Hayward.
Here's the chosen one. He's covered by Brown. About a minute played so far here in the first.
I got caught because I wasn't sure if he would switch.
Steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. One thing, Greg, about Philadelphia, you talked about this. Only 12 wins for them last year against the East.
And Kevin, how about not getting a win against their own conference until December? I mean, as bad as the Sixers were last year, though, they weren't the worst. So sometimes, even for me, I still can't fathom that's the case.
Now, Redick, following Al Horford's three-point attempt. Pass to Redick. Inside. Embiid, the pass to the chosen.
Are you kidding me?
And the 76ers get it back. Back to Embiid. Here's Simmons. Oh, and he goes in for the dunk.
And guys, you don't think this fella can do some major damage if he gets an opening to the rim.
G8, they just learned that lesson the hard way. They better put a little bit more effort into their D the next time down.
Big time play at the basket right there, fellas.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. And so here is Philadelphia, following the bucket by the Celtics. Puts up the baby hook. The shot misses. Now Boston takes it the other way. And guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid 3rd overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
Yeah. And Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago it was Nuleous Noel who sat out the season with the knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric who played overseas, and now Embiid. In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense could do.
Horford in the post. Embiid's there. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
You know, regarding Joel Embiid, the foot was not his only injury when he entered the draft. In his one season at Kansas, he battled both back and knee injuries. Obviously, though he's very young, his durability is of some concern.
And talking about Joel Embiid, there are some who feel the Sixers targeted guys in the draft last year who couldn't help them win games. One wonders at what point does it become anti-competitive.
Here's Simmons. Clock at 6. They set the screen. Can't get it to go. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Irving dishes to Hayward, and they take the lead. Hayward's got 6 points.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Brett Brown.
He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin will see if they have what it takes.
And thank you for that, Doris.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Here's the chosen one, covered by Irving. The pass to the chosen one. He kicks it to Saric. Shot's good.
That's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
You know, obviously, you know, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, you know, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. The Celtics really seemed to get better as last season wore on, too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
And Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star.
Here's Rozier. He feeds it to Smart. Baines passes to Rozier. The shot is off. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Here's Stauskas. And that misses. That would have put him up. The Celtics have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Baines passes to Rozier. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
For 3, Stauskas. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
For 3. Celtics call timeout. All right, fans, let's get up! Let's get up!
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Celtics dancers!
And a new group in for the Celtics. Al Horford's checked in for T. The kid comes in for Marcus Morris. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Smart. And Irving subbed in for Rozier. Here's Hayward. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Shorty. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Covington kicks to Stauskas. Here's Shorty. And that's not going to go.
Here we go, Boston. Now coming on the court.
And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years. And
almost like a soccer app.
a lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised when they learn how passionate, Clark, the fans in Toronto can be.
You know, Kevin, that's so true. I mean, when they get it going at the Air Canada Center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the 76ers so far?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
We've got Hayward. Horford is out there with T. Then there's Irving. And it's Brown in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Celtics trail by 3.
And, you know, J.J. Redick has shown steady improvement in his game. He entered the league as a spot shooter off the bench. Last season, averaged over 30 minutes a game for the Clippers. He's come a long way.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Smart's checked in for Irving. Sarge is checked in for Philadelphia. The prodigy comes in for Robert Covington. The 76ers shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. We've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. And the call will be against Al Horford. That's his first foul. And Redick has improved every phase of his game over every year, especially in the area of efficiency. Shooting over 47% from the field last year. And Greg, that by far the highest in his career.
Yeah, and his mid-range jumper last year, just automatic. The turnovers per minute. Average. Also ridiculously low, even improved as a defender. Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off. And looking at Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the game's next great center. He's raw, no doubt about that. And he'll have to overcome the injuries, but his combination of size, speed, agility, practically unparalleled.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for T. The kid comes in for Morris. And Gordon Hayward is subbed in for Rozier. Passes it to Simmons. It's deflected. Hayward against Redick. For three. Hayward can't hit. Regarding Joel Embiid, what makes him even that much more unique as a young 7-footer, excellent shot mechanics and a feathery touch. In college at Kansas, he shot Greg 63% from the floor. Many of those were face-up jumpers.
And as the season wore on, he became money at the free throw line as well. Those are the kinds of unique attributes that make him an extra scary prospect. No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Pass to the chosen one. And he hits the jumper for two.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Boston making some changes. Al Horford is checked in for T. Brown comes in for the kid. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Marcus Smart. Here's Hayward. And two free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentage. His shooting percentages were way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
Fires the three. Another three for Philadelphia.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Feeds it to Baines. Brown outside. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters.
And Baines pulls it down.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's the chosen one, guarded by Horford, Embiid. And he was fouled on the way up. Two free throws now for him. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. Philadelphia shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and we're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent. Kevin.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Shorty. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. The shot is off. Some solid defense there from Irving. Brown kicks to Irving. Horford, no luck.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Here's Embiid. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Embiid's got the lead up to 8 now for the 76ers. Pass to Brown. Back to Horford. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush. Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead. Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Baines dishes to Irving. Here's Shorty. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
You know, they've changed their game here in the second, getting a little bit more physical, playing with some toughness now.
And I'm looking for them to increase that lead if they can keep getting to the free throw line.
Boston making some changes. T's checked in for Aaron Baines. Larkin comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Smart subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Brown the pass to Larkin. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And the 76ers lead by 14. Here's Smart, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Brown kicks to Larkin. Now the pass to T. Can they get it? That's good.
Guys, you know, you're not going to hit that shot too often. That's high risk.
Here's Shorty. To the right side. From past the arc. Got it off in time. That'll do it for the first.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And in this completely jam-packed for the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. The largest lead for them during the period. All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the...
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Gordon Hayward with another strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
And so in the game for the 76ers, they've got the prodigy. Sarge is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's the chosen one in at the one spot.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season, but give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild.
Poke loose. Here's Larkin. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And, you know, for the Celtics, the actual playoff series didn't go well. They got swept by the Cavaliers, but most people will remember the injuries from the series more than the play, and the Celtics have a bright future, no doubt.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Hayward comes in for Brown. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Marcus Smart. And the shot goes in from Embiid.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense. Well, listen, it was a forgettable series for Celtics fans. However, the Celtics' young core were able to experience postseason basketball. That's something that you can really never replicate. I'm sure they'll be hungry for more of it. And credit Brad Stevens on a terrific job.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Philadelphia started to create a little bit of an identity last season. After all their transactions, Clark and shifting around, they settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense has its fits and starts, but defensively they found some traction.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Al Horford, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. T comes in for Shane Larkin. And Smart subbed in for Irving. And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
As you said, the 76ers will be a team built on defense going forward. At least that's what it seems like to me. They have very active hands and can bother a lot of shots. They also force a ton of turnovers as well.
Now here's Hayward. D right on him. Sweet move. And he lays it up and in. Hayward's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Celtics. Philadelphia's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight.
And, you know, guys, the Sixers did force a lot of turnovers, but they also gave the ball away the most in the NBA, so kind of negated the turnovers they forced. They can be as defensive as they want, but they've got to get better at taking care of the ball if they're going to improve.
Here's Smart. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Simmons got his third rebound on the night.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Here's Hayward. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got his fifth rebound in this one. And Simmons kicks to Saric. Here's Smart. And he goes in for the tie.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And so it looks like the Celtics will retain. Possession here. And while we can, here's a look at the teams that had the fastest hands in the league last season. The 76ers, #1.
Yeah, and because of that, Kevin, they were one of the best defenses last year as a team. I mean, they led the league in steals, and that's not an easy thing to do. I mean, that's hard work and concentration.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. And it's Brown in for T. The 76ers also with a sub. Covington's checked in. Here's Baines. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two. This is his first free throw of the game. The first free throw is good.
Shooting for Boston, Aaron Baines.
And so he makes both from the line.
Boy, perfect half at the free throw line for him. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
And Clark, those free throws need to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Johnson gets the bucket.
You love for any trip down the floor to end with a shot like that.
Celtics trail by 12. Hayward right side. The dish to Smart. T the pass to Hayward. To the inside. Kicks it to Baines. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish. inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, I mean, deterred them from those plans.
A nice pick right there to get him right to the rack.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finish.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
From 10 feet out, rebounded by Smart.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy.
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful jam.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold, the way that guy gets to the rim.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Hayward passes to T. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Here's Covington. He's covered by Brown. Offensive rebound. Covington kicks to Johnson. Passes it to the chosen one. Pass to Holmes. Here's the chosen one. Over to the wing. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Shorty. Offline with his 3. Smart with the ball. The shot will not go.
Here we go, Boston. Now coming on the board are your Celtics answers.
And the final period of play just about to start. The 76ers leading by 10. They've got Horford. T is out there with Brown. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Hayward in at the 2 guard. That's the Boston 5.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
He always knows where his teammates are going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
There's a good screen. The feed to Reddick. A 3 ball up off the screen.
Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Simmons is checked in. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Dishes to Reddick. Or the 3. No luck. And the Celtics going the other way now. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Here's T. Power down with both hands.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful 2-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Embiid with a screen on Irving. Takes it from 10, and it's good off the glass. 14 points for the chosen one.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
And they need a timeout, Kevin. They haven't been boxing out like they need to, and they're giving up a ton of second-chance points.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebounds, to every loose ball. We got to wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
Thanks, Doris.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
He dishes it to Reddick. He kicks it to Saric. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the 76ers lead by 13.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Here's Brown. Back to Horford. And the rejection by Embiid. Here's T. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got 6 rebounds here tonight. The pass to the chosen one. Again, Philadelphia.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
T, the pass to Horford. Stolen. Feeds to Redick. Rebound, Boston.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
The shot by Hayward wide open, and it's Hayward again missing. Philadelphia leading by 17. There's the dish to Simmons. Shot clock at 5. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. They set the pick. He feeds it to Redick. Embiid the screen. Here's the chosen one, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Talk about some great numbers for the chosen one. He has 18 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
It really has been, Clark. He's created a lot of open looks for his teammates. Very unselfish play from him today.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Irving, they need this one. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. I mean, he needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're ahead by 15. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. The fadeaway. Embiid, no good.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over him.
Here's Irving, and the call will go against the Prodigy. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Oh, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge. He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
The chosen one passes to Embiid. Here's the chosen one. 5 on the clock. Embiid the screen. Here's the chosen one. Kept alive. Celtics trail by 15.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the 76ers.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
They both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Embiid. And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
The chosen one passes to Redick. Here's Saric. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
So it's Philadelphia winning this.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Joel Embiid. He was the engine that drove this team the whole night, and his teammates had no problem. And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, everyone, to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Celtics. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad. This team matched up so well during the regular season last year, splitting their 4 games. This should be a terrific battle.
2 division rivals facing off tonight. They'll see one another 4 times this season.
This is definitely the first of many tonight. And in these first games, you always try to set the tone and take that mental and psychological edge.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Raptors 5 right now. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Ibaka is out there with C.J. Miles. And it's Valanciunas in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Ibaka slams it in.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too. But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the 2. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
Toronto with the ball after Gordon Hayward's miss. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Fades back. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup. And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game. Was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
Here's DeRozan after Gordon Hayward's bucket. Now, here's DeRozan. His last outing, he had 8 points. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014. Was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Baines dishes to Horford. He feeds it to Baines. On its way from Irving for 2. Rebound by the Raptors. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And they had to be sensational defensively on that night to compensate for the fact that they just couldn't find a rhythm offensively.
Well, I don't think they're really built to play those kind of grinded-out, low-scoring games. It just doesn't seem to be in their DNA to me.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin. But you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
So it's Boston now after the Raptors pick up 2. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Oh, terrific work finishing a soft move like that. The finger roll.
It's tipped. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
All right, a chance here to check out Kyle Lowry. A very nice season for him last year. 10th in assists, and he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And last season, his floor awareness was impeccable. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everybody involved.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Nogueira, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. He comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Powell in for C.J. Miles. The Raptors have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. The drive by Lowry. That's tipped. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And he gets it to go. And that's now 7 points for Kyrie Irving. Raptors trail by 3. Outside DeRozan. 1:27 left in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Inside, Nogueira. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition. Yeah, and Al Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
The Raptors making a switch here. Lights checked in. Now here's DeRozan. And it's sent back by Horford. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Deflects the pass. Kicks it to DeRozan. The shot is off. Good D by Irving. And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
And Wright kicks to Powell. Nogueira passes to DeRozan, and he drops in the layup off the glass. DeRozan's got his second basket of the game.
Just reliable guy.
Here we go, Boston. Now coming onto the court are yours.
And Serge Ibaka, becoming known for his shooting ability now. He talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him. Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blocker, and it does intimidate them.
Marcus Morris is out there with Hayward. Then there's Irving. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Smart in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Now here's Wright. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. To the inside, and the dunk by Valanciunas.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum. Guys, that makes it 2 straight seasons now that the Raptors have been the cream of the crop in the Atlantic Division. Ended the season with a franchise best 49-30. Record.
Irving dishes to Smart. Looking to end the run. Here's Hayward. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And, guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving. Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And for the Celtics, 28 of their 40 wins on the season came against the East. Not impressive, but it got the job done in a conference which could be had at times, obviously.
That's true, but what should be noted, Kevin, about the Celtics against the East is just how well they played against the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, against the East top 8, they shot a lot better and executed a lot better as well. So you can see them stepping up their game against the competition.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be. You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
No good from Valanciunas.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
The kid, and another basket for Boston.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach, really known as a defensive specialist. But once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Here's the kid following the score by Serge Ibaka. Smart, wide open, he fires. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound in this one. Screened by Valanciunas. And it's Lowry penetrating. No good. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And really, had they just shot their average from the free throw line in that game, I think that probably changes the outcome.
No doubt. I mean, because there is a carryover effect when you're not having success at the line.
And he gets the bucket. Lowry's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. And, guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, you know, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, those, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Boston making some changes. Horford comes in for T. And it's Brown in for Rozier. And then for Toronto, Nogueira, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. P comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's DeRozan in for Powell. Now, here's Lowry. 8 points his last outing. Here's Nogueira. And it's sent back by Horford. Good.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a 1st or 2nd option offensively.
Count that one. P's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Crisp pass into the paint.
Celtics trail by 5. Nogueira with the steal. Outside Lowry. Nogueira gets a screen for Lowry. Outside DeRozan. That's tipped. Brown outside. Smart kicks to Brown. Here's T. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
You know, talking about Ibaka, last season was good for his growth. I mean, he got a taste of what it's like to be the first or second scoring option rather than an afterthought. Now it's up to him to take that experience and convert it into improvement.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Brown. Rozier comes in for the kid. And Irving subbed in for Smart. White, he's checked in for Toronto. Here's P, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws. Well, you know, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
41 seconds left to play in the first half. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. DeRozan leading the charge.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
There's 21 seconds left in the second quarter. Rozier the pass to T. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. .15 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Horford. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup. Outside DeRozan. Baseline try. Good. He hits the jump shot. DeRozan's got 6.
And I really feel like he just wanted us to see that leaner there. That's a shot he's very comfortable with.
And with...
Thank you, Kip.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. Some good action during the period, as it was just... And that'll do it for now, as the second half of our game is about to get on...
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. Serge Ibaka has been sensational.
Yeah, and he's the ringleader of their offense. And what we saw in that first half with his ability to keep everybody involved is the reason why they're playing well.
And that's just the thing. I mean, he knows how to share the sugar. He makes sure everybody gets a touch, and that keeps the offense balanced and productive.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. C.J. Miles is out there with Ibaka. And it's Valanciunas in its center. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
T's checked in for the Celtics. Hayward passes to T. Back to Hayward. Over to the left wing. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offensive production was similar to the year before, but he cut down on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that might...
Rising up and hammering it home. That could be just what they need to pick their energy up.
Wow, it definitely got the guys on the bench on their feet. I'll say that for man, oh man, was that
And no
fun.
doubt about it, guys. That's one of those plays that will pick up his teammates. A lot of times a play like that is just what you need to get the adrenaline flow for your team.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. He was intent on running the offense through Ibaka. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
And, guys, you look over the history of the Defensive Player of the Year award, and it usually goes to big men. Big men get the blocks and clog up the paint, but before last season, the last 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards went to bigs.
Powell, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Lowry dishes to Powell. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And the Raptors lead by 10. Last year we saw Kawhi Leonard win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Draymond Green was runner-up, and although he was a power forward, I thought Clark, he was defending on the perimeter quite a bit.
Yeah, he was, and you know, it's only the 8th time out of 33 Defensive Player of the Year awards that's not been given to a big guy. So well earned by Kawhi Leonard, and Draymond Green very easily could have won the award too.
Here's Powell. Sweet little floater.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh no, oh no, oh yeah shots.
Celtics trail by 10. Here's Smart. Drops in the layup for 2. Smart's got 8.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Inside, outside for Lowry. Here's Powell. Defended by Hayward. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania club, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with his combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
Morris passes to T. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Valanciunas sets a screen for Wright. And it's sent back by Morris. In the corner, Irving with it. Pass to Baines. Here's T. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And watching Valanciunas rebound, it's clear he has all the tools. Great anticipation, really looks to box out. Strong vertical, might just need to add some strength to become a perennial 10-rebound-a-game guy.
In the corner, Wright with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the wing. The shot is off.
That's one he knows he should have drained. And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
And for Valanciunas, he's been working on his defensive consistency. Last year, he actually increased his blocks per game while lowering his fouls per game. That's a big step forward in his development.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
Well, so far for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit for that.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Al Horford is checked in for Aaron Baines. The kid comes in for Morris. And it's Rozier in for T. T, the pass to Irving. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And part of the reason why the Celtics are ahead of schedule in the rebuild is because of Coach Brad Stevens. He has everyone on the same page.
You know what? You talk around the league about Coach Stevens, and other coaches are just astounded by his work ethic. People around the league think he's already a top coach and could be one of the greats by the time he's done if he stays at the professional level.
P passes to Powell. Good on the triple. Powell's got 5 points so far. Celtics trail by 13. And the pass to Rozier. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. 11 points for Kyrie Irving.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. And DeRozan kicks to right. There's 31 seconds left in the third. Here's DeRozan, and he goes in for the dunk.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Boston's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Irving against DeRozan. Passes to the kid from downtown. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his third assist on the night.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
DeRozan's shot is good.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Got a piece of it. Here's Rozier, and some nice defense there to end the quarter. Well, through 3 quarters. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Here's DeRozan. They've got Smart. T is out there with Horford. And it's Hayward. And it's Rozier in at the 5. That's the Boston 5. Lowry drives in. No good. Celtics trail by 12. What a season for Al Horford last year. Such a great display from him and his team as he led the Hawks to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And for all the team accomplishments the Hawks had, Horford was able to hit some of his own milestones as well. Had his first career triple-double last season.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Morris comes in for T, and Irving subbed in for Rozier. And Toronto also making a switch. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Powell. Tipped away. Irving with the steal.
Great reflexes to get a hand on that pass and go the other way with it.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Horford was really a cog in all aspects of the Hawks last season. I mean, a major cog. Just a consistent presence inside with his 15 points and 7 boards a game.
And for Horford last year, the numbers were down a bit, but that wasn't due to his play. I think the Hawks were just a more balanced team, and he could obviously put up bigger numbers if he wanted to, but by playing within the system, I think it allowed Atlanta to reach its true potential over the course of the regular season.
Releases. It's Ibaka. That time on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 5 here tonight. Hayward dishes to Smart.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Inside, it's stolen by Morris. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Hayward.
We're seeing him bring that shooting percentage up now, guys. The first half was a struggle for him.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. And that'll be his third foul so far. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Screened by Valanciunas. DeRozan's shot is good.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Boston shooting here about 46% for the game. And he gets it to go. 13 points for Kyrie Irving.
Oh, nice double pump finish there, strictly for the fans.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
Good on the shot. And that's 10 points for Kyle Lowry. And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the